relationship between humans and Mother Nature is ancient and sacred. They both share a close, symbiotic relationship, depending on each other for materialistic and emotional needs. The Shulpaneshwar forests in South Gujarat are remnants of some of the most extensive forests that are falling prey to deforestation. The Dediapara forests, located in this region, are home to a variety of natural resources and rich flora and fauna. The Vasava tribals, also known as Adivasis, form a prominent part of the diverse ethnic group located in this region. These people lead rich lives surrounded with nature, supporting their lives through agriculture, animal husbandry, and gathering of herbal plants. They possess immense knowledge about medicinal plants, which has been passed on through word of mouth through generations. But there has been no written documentation of this knowledge by tribals, which is slowly becoming extinct. Father Lancy de Cruz, while pursuing research in ethno-medicinal botany, came in contact with Adivasis. Despite living in areas rich in biodiversity, these tribals were living below the poverty line. Deeply impressed by the fact that these tribals have both the plants and an immense knowledge about these plants, he came up with a project to help the tribals generate money from these resources. This was done through a project titled People-Forest Laboratory Linkages for Conservation of Ethno-Medicinal Biodiversity that the Xavier Research Foundation carried out along with the Adivasi Samajik Kendra Dediapara and the Gujarat Ecology Commission. On completion of this project, a second one was designed and implemented in collaboration with Jeevan Tirth and Manthan, with support from Alban. The aim was to promote the socio-economic development, self-reliance, and to protect the traditional knowledge of medicinal plants. The Adivasis were completely dependent on agriculture for their livelihood, hence making them susceptible to economic crisis. On account of shortage of water, they cultivated a crop of rice and tuar every year, which was only sufficient for self-consumption. Small quantities of medicinal plants were also collected from the forest, but only for their own use. This led to economic pressures, which forced the tribals to migrate for work. Most of them would end up cutting sugarcane or bamboo for the local factories at extremely low wages. This migration also led to a severe damage in the family structure, affecting the children's education. The initial focus of the project was a community-based approach to medicinal plant cultivation, focusing on improvement of land quality, water management, and good agricultural practices. The project was implemented in 3 phases. The first phase involved a study on farmlands, irrigation system, market structure for medicinal plants, and capacity building trainings. The second phase was aimed at improving the quality of farmlands, initiating organic cultivation, and strengthening the administrative, management and marketing skills within the community. The third phase consisted of identifying people's skills, formulating a procedure, dividing people into groups, and handing different responsibilities to the people. All these activities were designed keeping in mind the fact that tribals had educational constraints. The learning approach designed for them was in the form of simple and creative exercises through which they could easily comprehend. Today, about 22 women and 30 men are actively involved in the activities related to production, packaging and selling of these medicinal products. They began by creating 3 self-help groups, calling them Swanirbhar, Ankur and Vikas. These groups conduct regular meetings where their problems are discussed and solutions are